Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm the Renaissance Reborn, and today I'll be teaching you how to throw a throwing knife with a full spin. I'm going to assume that you guys have watched my first video on how to throw a throwing knife with a half spin. That should be here? Here? Nice. In that video I talked about probably a lot more than I should have. It was a bit long-winded. It was also 2 years ago, so you're going to have to give me a little leeway on this, but I'm going to assume you watched that one first, so that way I can just get right into it. So today I'll also be using the, what the hell are these called again? So double-checking, these are the Cold Steel True Flight Throwers. You can see a review of them if you click on the knife. God, I'm going crazy with annotations today. So here's what you want to do to start off throwing with a full spin. Take your target, not a living tree, and then put your knife against it. You'll be holding the handle of the knife, much the same as you would be holding the blade of the knife for the half spin throw. Tucking the butt of the handle up against the meat of your thumb, gripping around with your thumb going up, and your fingers going right on the other side of the handle. That'll help with the assisted spin, because we're going to be keeping a wrist strain. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Put your knife on the target. Then you're going to want to take 5 steps backward. Then swing your foot around. Take steps back, so that way when you get to your 5th step and you swing your leg around, you are leading with the opposite foot that you are throwing from. Then you're going to take your knives and put them in front of you. Yet again, this is going to sound very familiar if you did the half spin throw, but you're going to hold your knives in front of you. Rock back and forth from your front foot to your back foot. When you rock to your back foot, bring your knife up to about your ear. Then take a step with your forward foot, just like a little half step, kind of like a stomp. Bring the knife forward, and without moving your wrist, keeping your wrist completely flat, letting go of the knife. You're going to give a bit of pressure. Hold on. You're going to give a bit of pressure with your index and middle fingers to give it a slight spin. Now, because we are further back, we're going to be needing to aim just a little bit higher. I'd say if your target is right in eyesight, aim about 4 inches above it in your head. That'll give the knife enough room to make a comfortable arc into your target. This is going to take some adjusting if you've been throwing with a half spin the whole time, because you're now going to have to get used to the handle of your knife fitting in your hand. You also have to make sure of the balance point on your knife. If you have a throwing knife that's weighted 50-50, that is, the balance point's right in the middle, like this Cold Steel True Flight Thrower, then there's going to be no difference in your throwing technique between throwing on the blade and throwing from the handle, because your distance from the center of balance is going to be the same either way, so no difference in throwing. However, if your knife is off balance, that is not a bad thing. It just means that you're going to have to adjust your throwing technique to that. That is to say, if the balance point was further this way, you are going to have less torque on your center of balance, so you'd have to put a little bit more spin in your fingers. If it was further away from the handle, you'd have to put a little less spin than you would when you're throwing with the blade. Hope that didn't go over your head. If you ask a question below, I will clarify that. It's a little hard to explain. I actually explained a little bit of it in my video, how to throw a folding knife. You may want to go check that out. Again, as you saw, this is very similar to throwing with a half spin, only now throwing with full spin. And that's one of the good things about the spin technique. That if you have mastered your technique for one distance, you can just rotate the knife in your hand and go back to the next set distance. The bad thing about the spin technique is that you do have those set distances, and to go in between them then takes tweaking. But this is a good starting block for people who want to get a feel for how much arc they want to put in their throw, how far back they can move, their accuracy on throwing the knife, and as you move further back you will find it harder to keep your knife in that targeted area. The target you see me throwing at is about a foot, maybe, square. After you have mastered the half spin and the full spin, you can now take it back another couple of steps. You're going to go from 5 to 7 steps away from the target, and you will now be able to hold from the blade again. Holding from the blade again, you will make a full rotation with another half on top of it. Alright, hopefully this is in frame, but whoa! Then, if you're lucky, you can move back 9 steps and throw 2 rotations. Yes! Hit it. See if I can get 2. Too much. There you go. 2 spins. The other one is... I think I lost my knife again. And again, you're going to have to move up in your eye line, I'd say about 4 inches up every time that you move back another couple of steps. Maybe not even 4 inches, maybe 3 or 4 inches in your eyesight. You're going to have to aim up when throwing the knife. Again, if you feel yourself missing a lot and you're not quite comfortable the distance you are away, move to your half step. Move to your half rotation. Get a few hits in. Remember how that feels, because it's going to be the same throw from the handle that you're holding. You're going to be holding in the same way. You're going to be releasing in the same way. You're just going to be aiming a little further up, and the rotations will do the work of adding the distance. I think that's all I have to say on throwing with a full spin and beyond. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to PM me or leave a comment down below. If you liked what you saw, you could subscribe, but I don't put videos up that often. However, I would like to say that there are some fantastic knife throwers out there that I will put in the YouTube featured place on the side of the... I'm not sure which side it's on, but on the side of the home channel. Check out those people. They are some fantastic individuals. One more time, thanks for watching.